Ladies and gentlemen, the world was sickened this week by the appalling atrocity committed in Manchester. The boxing family wishes to pay their respects to the victims. Could I ask you, please, ladies and gentlemen, to join us and to be upstanding? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are live on Channel 5. We're in the Motorpoint Arena, Cardiff, Wales. Blaine McGuigan's Cyclone Promotions is very proud to bring you 12 rounds of boxing and eliminator for the WBC Flyweight Championship of the World. We're proudly sponsored by Maxi Nutrition, by Ladbrokes and by Voltarol. Contest sanctioned by the World Boxing Council, our supervisor at ringside, Mr. Bob Logiste, and the British Boxing Board of Control, Chairman John Rees QC. At ringside, our three judges scoring. From England, Mr. Ian John Lewis. From Russia, Mr. Alexander Kalinkin. And from the USA, Mr. Kevin Scott. On the bell, our timekeeper, Mr. Dave Walters. And when the bell rings, in charge of the action is World Championship referee from Barhead, Scotland, Mr. Victor Laughlin. And so, ladies and gentlemen, in attendance here at ringside, and for those watching live on Channel 5, the officials are ready. The boxers are ready. Are you ready for the main event? Introducing in the red corner, wearing black with pink, official weight 7 stone 13 pounds 9 ounces. From 25 contests, 23 wins, 15 big wins inside the distance with only 2 defeats. The reigning WBC Latino Flyweight Champion. Damas Caballeros, from Managua, Nicaragua, El Latigo, the whip, Cristofer Rosales. And in the blue corner, wearing black shorts with white and gold. Official weight 7 stone 13 pounds 4 ounces. He brings to the ring a perfect record. 8 wins, no defeats, 5 wins inside the distance. The British IBF Intercontinental and WBC International Flyweight Champion from Barry, South Wales, the undefeated Andrew AC Superstar Selby.
Okay, boys, you've had your instructions. Remember, obey my commands at all time, defend yourselves at all time. God bless, touch gloves. Buena suerte, caballeros.
Well, since Cristofer Rosales lost to Cal Yafai over 8 rounds in Sheffield on points a couple of years ago, he's won all 13. How much has he improved? Yafai said recently that he had been his toughest opponent so far, and that is saying something. He's in front of Selby. What can Selby produce here tonight? Unquestionably, Richie, his toughest test so far.
most definitely his toughest test is in against a rangy boxer who can hit, who's got power, and we'll look to use that, obviously, that power and that range. But he's in against Selby, who's the switch hitter. He's gone to southpaw now, look, and he does it very, very naturally indeed, from orthodox to southpaw. Very clever boxer indeed. It may take a few rounds for Mr. Rosales to work Andrew Selby out, because he is a boxer tricks.
Oh, well, Selby's been dropped here. Wondered for a moment if it was a slip, but there's a count. And Selby down inside the opening 50 seconds of the fight. A flash knockdown. It was a right hook. There was contact and Selby in trouble early on. Rosales now piling on the pressure. Is Andrew Selby starting to unravel here?
It was a strange sort of knockdown, Dave, wasn't it? We actually thought it might have been a slip, the way he went down, but there was a shot that went in. Obviously caught Selby. Selby's responded well with that movement, but Rosales on that front foot. He's looking to try and finish Andrew Selby early in this first round.
Shades here of one of Carl Frampton's coming-of-age fights against Alejandro Gonzalez. Put under pressure, dropped in the first round. Frampton boxed his way back in and won comfortably. Selby's a long way from doing that. He's surviving at the moment. Needs to get back to his skills here, Andrew Selby. What a start from Rosales.
One of Selby's strengths is his movement. He's very, very good on his feet. He switches from orthodox to that southpaw. He's just been caught, hasn't he? But now he's responded quite well. He's on that back foot. He's actually woken up a little bit here. But he's in against a dangerous man who's confident he can land another big shot.
They wanted a true test for Selby. This is a true test. Rosales full of confidence here, on the front foot, encouraged by the knockdown. Selby responding there with a straight left, and Rosales throwing a big right hook that didn't miss by far.
Selby actually landed with a right hook of his own, Dave, just there. Let's give him a bit more confidence. But this is going to be a 10-8 round for Rosales. He's got the knockdown, he's been on that front foot. It's going to be a 10-8. Opening round then. Selby facing a mini crisis here early in the fight. Let's have a listen to Tony Ball.
Go back to what you have to do in the beginning, right? Using the ring, fast hands, don't stand with it. Hit them twos and threes, move off. Right?
Let's have a look at this knockdown. So this is from another angle. He walks forward, and then he comes. It's sort of a shot that hits the chest area, isn't it? Like a right hook. Let's see if we can see it here. This is more from our angle. Oh yes, it was right on the point of the chin, isn't it? Chin into the chest. It's a good shot.
Selby just blinking, which he does a lot. He's a very twitchy, lively character. Almost trying to focus, trying to concentrate, trying to work out what's in front of him, because it's a very dangerous opponent, Cristofer Rosales. Selby constantly switching here. Normally does that so effectively. Opponents often struggle to work him out, but has Rosales worked him out early here as he watched him and got to the bottom of it?
It was a good attack, wasn't it, from Rosales in that first round. The way he went forward, he got Andrew Selby on the ropes and caught him with that right hook. Selby's strength, as I said before, is his movement, his fast combinations, but he needs to be working from the centre of the ring, so he's got full range of movement. When he's back on the ropes, that's when Rosales is going to have success. But that's better from Selby now. He's starting to get himself back into it. As long as he stays centre ring and he can move left and right, he's gonna have to be successful, Dave.
Certainly better He caught him there with a slapping right hand, Andrew Selby. Then Rosales, though, responding with that right hook and then an uppercut.
This is better boxing now from Selby. Rosales, Dave, what he's got to do, he's got to get on that front foot again and double up his attacks and push Selby back to the ropes. He's actually waving Selby in. Selby there just on the outside, nice boxing. This is all about ring position, this is. Selby's centering movement is good, and he's outboxing his opponent now. Whereas Rosales has got to think about pushing Selby back, getting back to the ropes, restrict that movement.
A really well-timed right hook there from Selby that caught Rosales. Selby trying to mix it to the body. Looking for that overhand right as well, Selby, then a straight left hand. Still missing more often than normal, though, Selby.
He's boxed his way back into it. That was a nice left hook there. He's boxed quite well in this round. Dave, Selby on the outside, switching in and out, side to side.
Right again, though, from Rosales, and Selby felt that.
Great shot, wasn't it? Selby there just guilty of throwing a sloppy left hand. It was a slow punch, and Rosales comes back with a fast right-hand counter.
You always say that Selby can be guilty of switching off. He needs to switch on right now, because he's in trouble here. Will that big right hand be enough to win Rosales the round?
Sit back, mate. Suck it in, deep breath.
Good work from Selby, in and out, 2 and 3 punches, then he brings him onto that right hand. That was nice, but this is how dangerous Rosales can be. It's a sloppy left hand from Selby, right hand counter comes across.
The kind of night when you're going to pay for every mistake. 2 accurate punches here. Rosales with 15 knockouts on his record. He can punch. Early defeat in just his 3rd fight in a 4-rounder in Managua. The only significant defeat, the 1-2 Yafai 2 years ago. Has he improved since then? He is so tough. He's standing toe-to-toe with Selby, who's trying to move his feet, trying to box his way back into this. Is this too much too soon for Selby? But he's hurt Rosales there with the right hook. Rosales, though, back in front of Andrew Selby.
He's learning in this contest, isn't he, Selby? He's actually, when he's moving away, he's getting his hands up. Rarely do you see that from Selby, especially in the contest he's had before this one. But in this contest, he's been caught with some big right hands, so when he's moving back, he's getting that guard up.
Rosales in the center of the ring. Selby trying to force the pace here. Explosive start to the fight. Andrew Selby down inside the opening 50 seconds. And remember, should it go to points, as many felt beforehand that it would, that will prove significant.
Just showed his skills there, Andrew Selby. Started the attack as an orthodox, then switches to southpaw, as he did just there. Then nearly gets caught with that left hook. Got to watch these switches. His legs keep crossing, remember, and that's when he can be open and a little bit vulnerable.
Landed there with that unorthodox straight right, Selby, but he is being put under severe pressure by Cristofer Rosales. And Selby just slipped that time, and Victor Loughlin acknowledges that. Tripped himself over almost. Such a prize at stake for these young fighters. a chance to fight for that WBC title. Has Selby managed to settle down? He certainly hasn't taken the sting out of Rosales. But there's the Cristofer Rosales corner. They'll be happy with the work of their fighters so far, but also aware of what this man could do. There's Josh Taylor. Big night coming up for him against O'Hara Davis. What a night that's going to be. What a test that's going to be as well.
Dave Selby's got to watch it when he's boxing as an orthodox. He keeps throwing this jab and he brings it back down too low. And that's when Rosales is looking for that right-hand counter again. We said, didn't we, that while he was at GB, occasionally in contest he would switch off, and it was a problem over 3 rounds. Sometimes he's got great skills, he does a lot of good work, but he can just switch off occasionally, and against this type of opponent, you cannot afford to do that. This guy is dangerous.
Just looking at Selby in the corner in between rounds. Something feels like it's not quite right tonight, like everything's not clicking into gear.
Well, the level of opposition is better.
Rosales beckoning him in. Wants Selby to come forward. The other thing about this fight is, I know we're only in the 4th round. Opening rounds are 10-8. It might end up being one of those that's difficult to score. Just making Rosales miss a little more there, Selby. Combination that time. That was his speed. That was the quick hands of Selby.
Yeah, good attacks from Selby, because sometimes he walks in as an orthodox fighter, then he comes back out and he comes back in very quickly as a southpaw. His feet change very, very quickly. He does it so naturally. He takes a lot of risks. Even doing an alley shuffle there.
Well, that's a sign that things might be clicking into gear. He often does that, Andrew Selby. Rosales there blocking his right hand and responding well with a combination of his own. Seen Selby fall short quite a few times tonight. You don't normally see that from him. Digs a left to the body there, Selby. Selby just avoiding the attack there from Rosales, using the feet to get himself out of the corner as we head for the closing seconds of the 4th. Maybe Selby's best round of the fight so far.
When you're getting away, then show yourself. Show off again. Then let him have again.
There's Tony Borg with Chris Saniger and Billy Reynolds. Chris Saniger was just saying to Andrew Selby, 1-2, get away, 1-2, get away. That has to be the rhythm for him.
Hit a move and just keep the hands up as he is moving away. That's what he's got to do. Occasionally he's a bit vulnerable moving away. He's Andrew Selby.
Cristofer Rosales, known as El Latigo, the whip. It's a leather whip used by horsemen in that part of the world, and it's known for being durable and tough, and that's what he is. Can Andrew Selby's skill, though, overcome that? That's the question as we head into round 5. Left hook there from Selby. And he caught in again, Rosales. Rosales looked ragged there as he came in for the first time, really. Good accuracy and punishing from Selby.
Yeah, good skills, making his opponent miss and then coming back. Fast reactions from Selby. Rosales again waving Selby in. He wants him to stand and trade. That's what he'd love from Andrew Selby. But Selby, his strength is his movement.
Selby nearly got caught by the right hand again there.
Dangerous, Rosales.
Combination from Selby just sets Rosales back. Makes these little mistakes though, Andrew Selby, and Rosales is waiting for them. Drops that left hand, he's looking for the right over the top. Chopping right there from Selby, but good response from Rosales. Oh, great left hand from Selby. That's his best punch of the fight so far, and it gives him confidence.
Super shot, wasn't it? Off the ropes as well. Just occasionally, you think Rosales, when he closes that gap down, when he pushes Andrew Selby to the ropes, Selby's feet come square, and that's when he's a little bit more vulnerable, but he pulled off a punch there. That was a super shot, that left hand. Rosales just can't cope with the movement at the moment from Selby. It's only round 5, remember. He will be hoping that Selby slows down. And thinking about taking him into those later rounds, slower movement, and then he'll have better chances of scoring with heavier shots. But at the moment, this movement from Selby, very impressive indeed.
Oh, left hook there from Selby again. And Rosales was hurt by that shot, and then by a follow-up from Selby. Warming to his task here, Andrew Selby. Well, we can hear now from Carl Frampton, who's with Paul Dempsey.
Carl, how are you scoring it so far?
I have Selby winning every round apart from the first, obviously a 10-8 to Rosales. Could have been a disastrous first round, but he used his experience, Selby, and he took the knee, he took the full count. Boxing brilliantly.
Was this his best moment?
Selby's?
Yes.
Yes, this was his best round. It looks like to me that Rosales is slowing a little bit, but he's still in this fight, still a tough guy. But Selby, his feet work is outstanding. He's boxing beautifully at the minute.
You're not going to give this guy credit for the pressure he's putting him under.
Yeah, I have to give him credit. He's putting him under a lot of pressure, but for me, Selby is in control at this point, but he's still a dangerous fighter.
Man, you're pretty cool under pressure yourself. Thank you. More from you later.
He knows he's in a fight here, Andrew Selby. Mentioned it earlier, Richie. Carl Frampton against Gonzalez. We were there in El Paso, and is this going to follow a similar pattern? A fighter put under pressure, albeit earlier in his journey than Frampton was, and then boxing his way out of trouble. I know Frampton was dropped twice in that opening round, but still a shock to the system for Selby here.
He's responded very well. I agree with Carl Frampton there. I've got him winning every round apart from that first round, which was a 10-8 against him. But it's actually woken him up a little bit, and his movement now is very, very good. Occasionally, he'll come away with his hands low. And this fella, his boxing is very dangerous. But while he's moving the way he is, Andrew Selby, and he's always in control, it's when he slows the feet down. And look here, there, where Rosales then had a little bit of success. It might take a few more rounds yet for Selby to actually slow down. If he does, we've seen him do it for 12, Dave, but can he do it against this type of opponent? That was lovely.
Great accuracy here now, these combinations from Selby. He went 12 and dominated Louis Norman for the British title, Selby. Flash combination, and then he got caught by that right from Rosales. Just admiring his work a little bit there. Digs in the left hook.
Just changes tact a little bit there, just holding the feet is Selby, and this will bring definitely Rosales into it. He's got to keep the movement going. That's what Rosales wants. He wants him to stand and trade, and that's when this tough man from Nicaragua will get home with some shots. Maybe Selby, a bit of kidology there, saying I can do that as well, stand in front of him, but not for me. I think He's got to hit and move. That's his strength.
Left there from Selby. He set that shot up beautifully as well. Rosales suggesting there was a punch to the back of the head, but Victor Loughlin not interested. Digging that left against Selby, and he was caught. And then dances out of trouble. Stood and traded, then decided not to. Now there's the shuffle from Selby. He's taking some risks, Richie, but he's good.
You've got to admire his skills, but he is taking major risks here. That's probably what makes him so exciting. The crowd love him. But he's in against the punch in. He's got to watch what he's doing. But Rosales, he'll love this because it's given him plenty of opportunities. Good boxing again from Selby. There's that lovely left hook there, thrown from the southpaw. There's a looping shot, isn't it, from Rosales? Had a little bit of success once Selby just held those feet.
Glanced off the shoulder, didn't it, that shot? There's Richie's scorecard. Got Selby up by 3 rounds here. The 10-8 nightmare in the first against it. Since then, Richie has him winning every round. Is he going to box clever? He'll certainly box interesting. He always does. Finds angles that few others can. Angles that Rosales hasn't seen before, but Rosales is looking for mistakes, looking for that vulnerability, looking to land that big right hand.
It's the type of contest, Dave, that you've got to keep your concentration levels very, very high indeed. Right to the very end, this type of opponent. He can be 11 rounds up and he can find that one shot. Tall, rangy, dangerous with that right hand in here, coming forward. Look, this is better from Rosales.
Much more positive and a little bit more success. Selby has to keep moving. WBC flyweight champion Diego Higa won the title last weekend. Is a big puncher, is a knockout artist. Selby couldn't take risks against him like he is doing here. Already Rosales has made him pay once, and he makes him pay again. He's back in the fight.
Makes the odd mistake here and there. Andrew Selby leads with the hook occasionally to the body, and if he misses, then he almost actually turns around. He's thrown so much weight behind it. Got to watch for that. To lead with the hook is sometimes it can put you in a real bad position. This is turning out to be a better round now for Rosales.
Straight left there from Selby. Rosales was stung and responds. Is Rosales maybe doing enough to nick this round? Their plan always was to take him deep, to see what would happen when the juice went out of Andrew Selby's legs, if it went out. The flash knockdown in the first, a bonus. This is the way they saw it going. Rosales piling it on in the second half of the fight. Much better round for Rosales.
A little bit better round, I thought, from Rosales here on that front foot, coming forward, pushing Selby onto the ropes, making the feet come square. But occasionally then, Selby back on the outside, but Rosales not coming forward. Yeah, he probably did enough to nick the round, Dave.
fight seemed to be going in only one direction. WBC World Flyweight title eliminator. Selby needs to re-establish himself here as the boss. Missed with a left hook. Just caught Rosales with a short left there.
This is where he's got to watch it now, Andrew Selby, and those ropes. Rosales doing a good job there, making him hold his feet, making him fight on the inside. Gets caught again. Better from Rosales.
Much better from Rosales, who's pouring it on now. Selby with a straight left. Those single shots, though, won't be enough to keep this fella off. Threw it, sort of lazy right to the body there. And then a much better right hand from Selby.
He's got to be sharp when he's moving away, Dave. He's landing the shots very well. But as he's moving away, he's getting slower and slower, and that's what Rosales is banking on now, and he's trying to catch him probably on the way out, if anything. Might see again, look, just tries to catch Selby as Selby lands the shots. Selby's got to be sharp on the way out.
Success with the jab there for Rosales. Selby looking for that left and missing. The uppercut there, Rosales again. It's certainly a debatable round, this one. If you're thinking about scorecards, remember the first round was 10-8 Rosales, unquestionably. Oh, better from Selby.
That was good, wasn't it? Two good left hooks and another one.
Caught him twice there with heavy shots, Andrew Selby. Difficulties early on in the round, but in the end, a good round for Selby.
Sit back, mate. You got it. Yeah, I do it.
He's pressing you, he's got him, mate. Got no chance, he's losing every round.
Hold your head still, Anne.
You're round ahead, mate. Right, just stick it where you are, right?
Hold your head still, mate.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
They want him to keep doing what he's doing.
This was a close round indeed, wasn't it? Rosales had some success here, pushing Selby onto the ropes. But the second half of the round, Selby boxed much better, last minute or so. It was a close round. Just a couple of good left hooks went in from Selby, and a good right hand there. And he just moved back off the ropes, but Rosales just keeps coming, strong as a bull.
4 to go. We're approaching those championship rounds. Richie has Selby up by 2. It is far from a done deal. Rosales closing that gap and trying to get to Selby here. Really impressed with the way that Rosales has responded when Selby looked like he was just cruising away. And Rosales is putting him under pressure again, and this is the kind of fight that Selby doesn't want. They were standing toe-to-toe. The man from Managua wants it that way.
Great stuff there from Rosales, dragging Andrew Selby into that toe-to-toe stuff, kept the attack going, sustained the pressure. Selby's got to punch in ones and twos and then move. He stands there for threes and fours. That really does bring Rosales into it. And he's strong, and he has got a long, long reach.
Just bullying Selby there a bit, Rosales, pushing him off. Good chin as well, Rosales, not bothered by Selby's power so far anyway.
Super right uppercut there from Selby. It was a cracking shot.
And he was landing there and avoiding the counter from Rosales. Again, good judgment of distance there from Selby, just moved away from danger, landed the left hook, those quicksilver hands, then the right jab. Sublime 20 seconds of boxing there from Selby.
Split-second time in there from Selby, the way he just keeps switching from orthodox to southpaw, and then he comes back in and catches his opponents. Very skillful indeed. You can't teach that. That's just natural talent, the way he switches like that. And his timing. But again, this is a tough round. He's starting to come back into Andrew Selby now. Seen much better this last minute or so, but up until then, Rosales was having a good round.
But he has that burst, and then you see him sort of smiling and dancing and getting caught with shots. Lapses in concentration that make him vulnerable, and with that vulnerability comes the popularity. You never know what's going to happen with him. Terrific round there. There's the Rosales corner. Let's see some of his work.
Some good stuff from Rosales coming forward. He kept the attack. This was earlier on in the round. He kept the attacks going, sustaining the pressure. Selby there, catching his opponent with a good right hand, but then gets caught himself. But Selby at the end, he came right back into it. Some lovely stuff. Eye-catching work from Selby, hitting the opponent. Movement was good. Took the last minute, most certainly. But a close round to score this one.
Absolutely fantastic boxing. Boxing brilliant. Absolutely beautiful boxing.
3 rounds remain here at the Motorpoint Arena in Cardiff. Andrew Selby, the new Welsh boxing star, tested like he has never been tested. And Rosales is still in there. You do start to wonder how the judges will be scoring this. Will they like the pressure from Rosales? At times Selby has boxed beautifully, but at times he's been under pressure. Just the foot movement there of Selby, and Rosales was off balance. Both looking tired now, Richard.
They are looking tired, Selby. They're just switching off again, back to the ropes, and Rosales just lands that right hand.
Left hand there from Selby, though. Rosales walked onto it.
Oh, super punch there from Selby.
Rosales responded with a combination after Selby landed with one of his own. Work from both of them up close. Crowd now getting behind Andrew Selby. Trying to dance his way through this 10th round. And Rosales again had success there with that left hook. Again, Selby just switched off. And then he responds, he wakes up and throws an accurate combination. Now he beckons Rosales forward. It's like Selby suddenly has woken up and suddenly fancies it.
Incredible from Selby, isn't it? As if to say, well, I can stand and fight if you want. Let's have it. Before that, it was just a masterclass on his feet, wasn't it? Around the ring, but just changed tactics, standing trade. But look at that for a shot, gets caught, and then he catches Rosales. What a round.
Terrific round. You never know what Andrew Selby's going to do next, good or bad. It's almost as if he enjoys getting himself in trouble and digging himself out of it. Well, let's take a look at some replays of that fantastic 10th, Richie.
Great round, wasn't it? Rosales coming forward, gets caught there with a super left hook from Selby. Cracking shot, and then he just gets out the way. The movement was excellent, but he's tough, Rosales, and he keeps coming forward. Look at the way Selby's punching there and then making his opponent miss by inches. Cracking contest, cracking round. This is where Selby's wanting to stand and trade. Yeah, great stuff.
It is a main event that hasn't disappointed. What does it have in store now as we head into the final 2 rounds? Selby down in the first, largely on top in the fight, but giving Rosales a chance. Richie's got Selby by 4 rounds going into the final 2. Victor Loken didn't like Rosales holding there. The idea that Rosales might have come on strong late in the fight, not sure that's happening. They both look as tired as each other. He's still there though, Rosales. Lovely accurate left though from Selby. And a right from Rosales.
I think Dave, also, it's that Selby hasn't slowed down, has he? Maybe Rosales was hoping, or was thinking that he would slow down and he couldn't keep that pace up, but he has. He's kept the movement going. Just occasionally he's been switching off. But this is where Rosales wants to drag Andrew Selby now into this type of contest. He would have wanted it earlier on, but now's his opportunity. Is Andrew Selby slowing down in this round?
Selby landed a right there on the back foot, but Rosales had some success. Still in there as a live threat, Rosales. Poking out that jab from the southpaw stance that time, Selby, and then really good skill to get out of trouble, but Rosales just keeps coming and coming.
He's strong, isn't he? He's tough. Selby's got all the flash and flair. Rosales dogged and determined and just keeps coming forward. And there may be judges around the ring that prefer that style and that appreciate that front foot boxing. And I think that the movement and the skill from Selby is what's winning him this fight, but I might be wrong.
That is the thing about the scorecards, should it go to the scorecards. Ian John Lewis, who's sitting alongside us, and then American referee, and American judge, excuse me, Russian judge might be seeing it differently.
The whole country behind you. Absolutely fantastic.
Got to keep your head still, and you want to get
Listen, you're 3 minutes away from world champion, right? World title fight.
Last round, guys, okay? Last round.
Going to give everything you got, mate. Just stay switched on. Keep doing
You're not going to enjoy this. This is going to be the best round of your life. You're going to enjoy this.
Have a drink.
You hear that? This could be the best round of your life, boxing your way to a world title shot here for Andrew Selby. Worth reminding you, this is only his 9th fight. Remember that as a pro. Great storied amateur career, but he's learning on the job, Selby.
It's an incredible story to put in a performance like this in your 9th contest, heading into a world title fight if you win it. Yeah, that's impressive.
Great respect between them. If everything's right with the world, Selby should be in front here. Sometimes, though, there are no guarantees. Rosales, though, has come out as if he knows he needs a knockout, or at least a knockdown.
That was a good right uppercut, Dave, there from Rosales. That was a super shot. Just momentarily, just stunned Andrew Selby.
Selby on the back foot again there, moving out of trouble. Crowd encouraging Selby because they sense that he's under a bit of pressure here.
A lot of pressure, but produced a lovely right hand to the body there, Andrew Selby. But Rosales now, he knows it's now or never. He's coming on strong.
And he landed the uppercut again there, Rosales.
Yeah.
Man from Managua will not go away here. So instinctive, Selby. You wonder how much of this performance he'll be able to explain and remember. He does everything off the cuff. That's a slip. Yeah, there was a count briefly, but Selby slipped. The corner there of Rosales was suggesting that it was something more than that. Left hook from Selby. Rosales just didn't see the angle, didn't see it coming.
Just brought him onto it, didn't he? Again, taking so many risks, Andrew Selby.
Selby is surely boxing his way now to a shot at a world title. Just sometimes there are decisions that don't go the way you think. Selby has been under pressure from this come-forward fighter, and Rosales is finishing like a hurricane here, trying to swamp Selby.
Yeah, tremendous finish from Rosales.
What a fight! Great spirit there from Selby. Most people ringside think Andrew Selby has done enough, but they know what a test that was. Look, there's Josh Taylor, Barry McGuigan alongside him. Rosales was so game, was so brave. You can see why Cal Yafai described him as his toughest opponent.
Very tough indeed, Rosales. And I think he knew in that last round he was trying to force a stoppage, but it didn't happen. And over the 12 rounds, the movement from this fella, incredible. In just his 9th fight. But Rosales was determined, wasn't he, in that last round?
He's a force of nature, Andrew Selby. Just instinctive and off the cuff. sublime ability, the hand speed, the feet. Constant switching. I think sometimes he almost confuses himself, but it was the way that he seemed in trouble, and then he just fights his way out of trouble, sets himself little tests and responds to them.
Boxing on the back foot, you don't see it better than what Andrew Selby does. He's such a natural switch hitter. Sometimes I don't even think he's realising that he's actually switching. It's just the way he boxes. He's always done it. He hasn't been taught that. That's just been a natural instinct and a natural talent.
It's going to be fascinating to hear these scorecards. And Craig has the result for us.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have our judges' score totals, and before we declare the result, would you please show your appreciation for both our boxers? We go to our judges' score totals. Judge Alexander Kalinkin, he scores this contest 118-109. Kevin Scott and Ian John Lewis both have the contest 117-110. All for the winner. Now taking one step closer to the WBC World title from Barry, Wales, Andrew Selby.
Wales has a new boxing superstar. Andrew Selby gets a wide points decision.
And ladies and gentlemen,
the judges did like the accuracy, the movement, the skill.
Cristofer Rosales.
And they didn't respond to the come-forward style of Rosales. Selby gets the victory. And what a night for him, but what a fight to come through, Richie.
Yeah, it was a tremendous contest for Andrew Selby in just his 9th fight, because he was really tested there. Yeah, he got the skills, the speed, the movement. It was fantastic. But at times there, he made mistakes. He got caught and punished for those mistakes. So he'll go back to the drawing board and he'll just regroup and readdress that, because at the end of the day, when he's boxing for the world title, he won't be able to make those mistakes against the big punchers out there. But nevertheless, it was a good performance overall. And yeah, you're right, the judges appreciated those skills and movement from Andrew Selby. Very good indeed.
Andrew Selby's night. What a tough night, but a brilliant night for him in the end.
An outcome that did not seem very likely after the first couple of minutes of that eliminator tonight, but now surely onward and upward. We'll hear from Andrew Selby and how they plan to move him on when we return. And still ahead here on Channel 5, an enthralling British cruiserweight title fight between Craig Kennedy and Matty Askin. So please stay with us here on Channel 5. And a giant leap up the rankings, so congratulations. Joined here by your brother, already a world champion at featherweight, and of course the 2-weight world champion Carl Frampton, who is our special guest tonight on Channel 5. So you're on the seat of your pants 2 minutes into the biggest fight of your life. What was that like?
Well, when I got put down, do you know, I didn't feel it, or due to him, due respect to him, he was a very big puncher. But that first punch had knocked me down. I didn't even know I got it. It didn't hurt me. But I've always watched boxing all the time. Always get up on 8, even if you're not hurt. Just take your time. I took my time, and then I had to adapt to his big, solid punches and hit him quick and try and move. I had blisters and stuff, but I kept to the game plan, like Chris said, just 1-2 and move as much as you can. And that's what I done, and it paid off.
Well, big brother, how did it look to you? Were you concerned for Andrew?
I was concerned when I seen him go down, but then I seen him take a knee. He showed maturity, got up at 8, like he said, and he boxed again, another masterclass.
Had you tried to explain to him, you know, now you're going to big school tonight, you're in against a guy who's fought at world level before, it's going to be different. The pressure will come, and that is what happened, isn't it?
That's it. Now he knows professional boxing isn't easy. You know, he makes every fight look so easy, but now he knows this game's so real.
Carl, from your perspective, I mean, it was mentioned in commentary, you know, you had that kind of a moment, didn't you, in one of your breakthrough fights, going down early and unexpectedly.
I had it unexpectedly against a kid who I was meant to beat up, and he dropped me twice actually in the first round. But Andrew showed great maturity, like Lee said. He recovered well. He took the count to 8 and he stood up and regrouped, recovered, and after that it was punch perfect. It was a joy to watch.
Overall, what is your assessment of this display tonight?
Well, you see a bit of everything. Maturity, obviously, from the first round when he got put down, but after that, his feet work, I don't understand. It's hard for me to imagine how he can get so fit. He's non-stop. He's like a Duracell bunny. Brilliant to watch, an absolute joy to watch. And after the first round, he probably won every round. You maybe could have given the other guy the last round, possibly, but punch perfect for me.
He really rates you, doesn't he? How does it look to you when you're watching it back here?
Well, I thought it was a really hard fight when I was in there, but watching it now, I seen him catch me with 2 big punches, and I was in the first round. The other rounds I dominated it, but he was a big puncher, and I got to learn to keep my hands up more. But I found that when I had my hands down, he didn't know what to do, so I was doing that.
Well, he was perhaps waiting in those situations, but how do you feel you dealt with him when he put you under pressure?
Well, I'm good at slipping punches and stuff. I was trying to catch him as he was rushing in, which I was, and he just didn't catch me really flush. And then if he did, he could have hurt me, but he never. So I'm happy with my performance. I just got to go back in the gym and learn on my defense a little bit more, because he was a big puncher.
The other thing that has been said about you, and I stress how much we enjoy your ability, is that you, and this goes back to the amateur days, there has been the suggestion that you will coast. You know how good you are and how you can dominate an opponent, but sometimes you just feel like you want to coast a little bit. Is that fair, or do you resent that?
Well, I think my movement, moving side to side, it confuses them, because you can never land a flurry on a moving opponent. Like Muhammad Ali always used to move, they would just try and catch me with 1 big punch. And that's what I do. And that's, like, I don't learn any moves, it just comes natural. And to be honest, I don't really like boxing. Imagine if I liked it, how good I'd be.
Say that again, you do not like boxing?
But if I did like it, and think how good I could be.
Well, what do you want to do in life instead? Be a painter?
Money, that's why I do boxing.
You're quite good, you know.
I want to make money, and that's it.
You got a chance?
Yeah, I've got a good chance. Well, I'm going to fight for a world title now.
Well, you're going to be right up. Yeah. That's the line of the show, isn't it? I don't like boxing.
Honest. At least I'm honest.
Yes, you are honest about it. But you've got this stuff
for all my fans and my sponsors too.
Very good. The WBC way to the champion opens up with this victory. Are you ready to take him on, either here in Wales or maybe travel to Japan?
I don't want to travel to Japan because I've lost when I get on a plane, to be honest. The judging's quite unfair. He's a very, very big puncher, so I'd have to learn on my defence and just try and outbox him for 12 rounds.
Big brother, we're going to have to harden him up a little bit, aren't we? You've been doing this a bit longer. Where are you in your career at this time? Because we are, frankly, not seeing enough of you in big world title fights. You're the IBF featherweight champion.
That's it. I'm missing out on those big fights. You know, you hear a lot of the champions, even this man to the left of me, like mention fighting me. When we pick up the phone, or my manager picks up the phone, makes the call, it seems to go quiet. So we're put on to Mr. Frampton here now. He said he'd like a big domestic fight, and here I am. Here we go. Let's see what you have to say.
You set that question up nicely, Paul. Look, I'm happy to fight. I'm happy to fight anyone. I think Lee knows that as well. We spoke about it there briefly. I would love the fight. I think the Sanigers and the McGuigans are talking at the minute. That's what I think, and I stay in the background, like Lee stays in the background. But I'm happy for that fight.
Carl, is it true that there is a hope at least that they can set you up for something, maybe outdoors, a big event? I've heard Windsor Park in Belfast.
I hope so. I want to fight
this
at home.
summer.
Yeah, I hope so. Windsor Park is my preferred venue of choice. I like to fight at home in the summer. My last 4 fights have been away from home, so a lot of my support travel, and I just want them, you know, they spend a lot of money to come out and support me. My next fight has to be at home, no matter who it is.
Okay, terrific. We'll hold on to that for just a moment. My thanks to Lee. We want to see more of you in action, and of course, as we've been saying all night long on Channel 5, even though you don't appear to like boxing very much, we think you're rather good at it. So please, onward and upward.
Honest now, but who likes getting punched in the face? Because I don't. I just like the checks.
That's why you keep moving away. But